Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at Mega Absol with Froslass. This is, like I said, the build that I've been working on because I don't think Mega Absol is very good on its own. So I've decided to go with the Froslass Munkidori approach with the new Yveltal as well. Main reason for this is because I think Mega Absol is just not a great card, but I think if you play it in a Froslass Munkidori version like we are going to today, it should work, in theory anyway. Because obviously we have the Froslass Munkidori spread, and then of course we have Mega Absol with exactly 6 damage counters attack, to just one-shot anything with effective and attack. Obviously that is stopped by Mist Energy, but I only see played in Crustal War right now, so I think we should be okay in that regard. So as per usual, in the description below there will be the usual links to the deck list, and of course the games that we'll play, and of course the outro and what I think of the deck. The deck list is also available to copy in the description below, should you wish to do so. So of course our main attack, well I say our main attack, it's not really. Our main focus is going to be Mega Absol with its terminal period attack. If your opponent's anti-Pokemon has exactly 6 damage counters on it, that Pokemon is knocked out. Unfortunately, this is not like the, what's his face, King Gambit, where it's 4 or more. If that was the case, Mega Absol would be cracked, but it's like they knew that people would abuse it, so they made it exactly 6. Now, of course, we can do that quite easily, but we also have the backup attack of Claw of Darkness for 200 damage with a dark, and a colourless energy, and there's a psychic energy then. Your opponent reveals their hand, and you discard a card that you find there. Not bad, but the main issue is, of course, this is a 3-price Pokemon that's 280 HP and is also Grass Weak. That is really bad, and, well, considering the amount of Venusaur and Hydrapple running around, that's going to cause us issues, to say the least. Now, of course, with the Froslass spread and the Munkidoris, this shouldn't be too much of an issue, because obviously we do play Devolution. We can obviously confuse them with Munkidori's Mindbend attack. We have Razor around it, but yeah, this is definitely going to be a bit of an interesting video, because obviously we're not really going to be attacking with the Absol unless we're doing it. But, you know, we can do it still regardless. I am still playing the Bloodmoon Ursaluna in here. This is mainly because we want the opponent to be going for a 1-1-3 and a 2, technically speaking. Because obviously the Bloodmoon Ursaluna in the late game with a Bravery Charm could be very hard for my opponent to deal with, and that's sort of my intention. Of course, we are playing the new Yveltal. Now, this is pretty much like Maractus, but it is still, you know, it trades what Maractus doesn't have, which is the 6 ability, well, the 6 damage from its ability, but we do get free retreat, which is very vital. Now, of course, we could potentially attack with Dark Feather as well, but I don't think we're going to do so. Our main focus is going to be the clutch. So if we can trap something like, for example, Shaman, we can obviously use that to set up our Froslass Munkidori damage, start moving damage off. We can put a charm on this to make it 160 HP, which is pretty tough. And yeah, we can obviously go from there. Obviously, we will be trying to use Mega Absol as much as we can. I may even try and use Claw of Darkness in certain matchups, especially against Gardevoir, because we do play a copy of Crispin in here. But yeah, we need to obviously try and use Mega Absol as much as we can. But given all the Grass Weak decks in the format, he might just pop up from time to time. So, let's go to the deck list, and let's have a look. And welcome to the deck list. So, as I said, this is pretty much as close as Froslass Munkidori as I can get it. Obviously, we've got to incorporate the Mega Absol, at least 2 of them. I wanted to try the new Yveltal. I needed a Crispin in the list just so I can get Terminal Period powered up a lot quicker. Because obviously that's just, you know, the best way to do it. Then obviously Quad Iono for the Alakazam. So I needed a few requirements in this list, and it has taken some time. But we are covering Mega Absol finally, even though I did trash on it at first. So obviously we're playing 4 Munkidoris, 3 Snowrunts, 3 Froslass, 2 Budew, 2 Mega Absol, 1 Bloodmoon Ursaluna, and 1 Yveltal. I don't know why people say Yveltal, it just sounds weird. And then you've got some people that say it completely wrong, like Yveltal or something like that. I don't know, but it's I say it's Yveltal. It just sounds more, you know, incredible. Like, it sounds more like a legendary should, you know. So then we have 4 Iono, 3 Arven, 2 Lilies, 1 Penny to obviously pick up our monkeys, and of course Mega Absol and or Bloodmoon Ursaluna. 1 copy of Crispin. This is more here for the terminal period. Oh bugger, I need to get it going. Can also matter when it comes to Claw of Darkness, because obviously if we have an energy on it or the counter gain, we just need 2 darks on it, which we can Crispin for one of them, manual attach from the other. Then obviously Bloodmoon Ursaluna in the late game as per normal. 1 copy of Yveltal, pretty standard. Then, as I said, 4 Iono. But the main, like I said, the main idea is I want to be going for the Mega Absol as much as I can. So hence the Crispin. I don't know why I repeated myself for the Iono and the Yveltal, but still. 1 copy of boss. Most Froslass Munkidori lists do not play a boss. And, well, in some situations we might need it. So, you know, especially with terminal period being a factor, I'm playing 1 copy. 4 Buddy Poffin, 3 Ultra Ball, 3 Night Stretcher for recovery, 2 Counter Catcher, 2 Nest Ball, 1 Unfair Stamp as my A spec. Pretty standard for Froslass Munkidori. 1 Earthen Vessel, 1 Switch. This is mainly in case we start the Bloodmoon or the Mega Absol. Then, of course, Bravery Charms. We do play 1 copy of Devo, 1 Air Balloon, 1 Counter Gain. So that means we just need a Dark Energy to use Terminal Period if we're behind on prizes. And also we can use Claw of Darkness for just 2 Dark Energy, and we don't need the Colourless. Then, of course, 1 copy of Artisan, 1 copy of Town Store just to get us a little bit extra what we need. 5 copies of Basic Dark Energy, and 2 copies of Basic Psychic. Obviously, the Psychics are also here for Mega Absol as well, but primarily we want to be putting them on the Munkidoris to disrupt our opponent. Otherwise, I do think this list does need a couple of changes. Obviously, a second Artisan would definitely go hard in this list. You could cut a Nest Ball for it, to be brutally honest with you, but I think the Town Store is kind of required because, you know, we're playing 6 tools and we're only playing 3 Arvens. Most lists do only play 3, so it's not like the end of the world, but I think having a Stadium bump that also gets us a tool is just pretty handy to have. Obviously, Bravery Charm bumps up Mega Absol to 330 HP, which is pretty good for a basic, but of course, we are still a 3 prizer, so we have to be very careful with that. But fingers crossed, we can actually get this deck to work. So, let's get in some games, see how we do. Welcome to the match. Hopefully we don't run into too much Alakazam, although it's not a bad matchup, it's just they heal their Duns, which could be a problem. But otherwise, there's quite a few matchups that we should be able to handle pretty comfortably. Like, the Lucario matchup shouldn't be too hard. Because obviously we can just Munkidori twice to the Lucario and then Mega Absol it. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. Like, we can do a lot in these matchups if we have to. But, you know, it's one of those things. And going first is actually not too bad for us. Unless it's a really bad starting hand, which that's acceptable. We can deal with that. That's pretty good. I can accept that because I can go for a Buddy Poffin and get down 2 Snowrunts. No point well, I can put a Dark Energy on the Munkidori as well if we need to retreat it. So, okay, Clefairy. This could be God of War, which could be a problem for us. Let's go for a Buddy Poffin. And we'll grab 2 Snowrunts. We have prized 1 of them. That's fine. We've also prized a Budew. We've also prized a Mega Absol, and we've also prized a Froslass, so apparently we've prized a lot of Pokemon this game. Obviously we've got Lilies in hand. Yeah, it just looks like we've prized a bunch of Pokemon. We've also prized... We've not prized any Darks, so that's good. I will then attach to the Munkidori, and we will pass. I'm not going to put down the Town Store, because that can get me free Evo, if it is God of War. But yeah, this genuinely, like, this is the most consistent list I've found so far in testing, is this Mega Absol list. And yeah, it's God of War. That's why I definitely did put down that Town Store, because that gets them a free Evo. I want them to work for their evolutions and stuff. But yeah, like, this is definitely a matchup. Like, this is a matchup that I think we're okay into. It's just, if they focus down our Froslasses, this could get tricky. But we can figure it out. It's not the end of the world. And to be fair, off the Arven, I'm probably not even going to play Arven. I'm just going to Town Store, grab a Charm, and then Lilies. So we could at least do that, so that's something. So I'll put down the Froslass. I'll put down the town store and use it. And grab a charm. I don't mind them getting Evo now, because obviously they don't get much value off of it. And Lilies. I was hoping for a Psychic Energy there, but it's not the end of the world. So we can go for the Budew. We can even Yveltal, which I think is probably better at this point. But to be fair, I don't know their hand. So I think we just double attach to Munkidori. Retreat out of the Munkidori. Into the Budew. We Ultra Ball these two away. Grab, not the Munkidori, Joe. We grab the Froslass. I'll be honest, this game's probably just going to be Froslass Munkidori, so if you've seen this list before, you know what I mean. But, yeah. Now we get double Freeze and Shroud onto the Clefairy. Obviously, because that's a 2-prizer, that's going to be very important for us to go for. But, obviously, we can go from there. Obviously, if we can try and get the Absol going and attack with it. We'd have to Iono, though, and they have to take a prize. There's TM Evo. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind them TM Evo in here. That's completely fine. Like I say, our main worry is, because we don't play an E-Switch, we can't get the Absol going just too easily. But it's not the end of the world. I would also ideally want to get Munkidori down. Well, another Munkidori down. So let's see what we top deck. There's an Ultra Ball. Not particularly great, so I would just Iono. Does give them a fresh hand, but we can obviously item lock them as well. See, there's Munkidori, but obviously not great right now, but we can deal with it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to Adrenaline off the Munkidori, and I'm going to put it on the Scream Tail. That makes things a little bit trickier for him. Then I'm going to Air Balloon one of my Froslass. I'm then going to Town Store for a Charm and plonk it on the Budew. And now we item lock. Obviously, Mega Absol could come in later. We don't need to use it now. It's not the end of the world. But we can obviously keep a single prize board state until I'm ready to use Absol. Obviously, we have Crispin in hand now, so we can use it. But obviously, we just need to line up something to 6 damage counters and then Crispin. So, yeah. This could get tricky for us. He could charm the Clefairy. That could make things a little bit trickier. There's an Artisan. That's fine. We've got our value off the Town Store by a country mile, so we don't need to worry about that. Then obviously we can Crispin now and put some Dark on the Munkidoris and just start moving damage off again. So it's not the end of the world. I can even go into the Yveltal, but obviously I need another Dark Energy. Plus he has to commit a Dark Energy and start moving damage around. But let's see what he does. There's another Rolts. We can obviously put pressure on. He can also just Full Moon Rondo. That's completely acceptable for him to do here. He's put the Charm on the Monkey. I don't agree with that. Can I knock out this Clefairy this turn? 100, move 60 off. Yeah, I can. I can knock out this Clefairy this turn. I could even do it with the... No, I can't do it, Yveltal. No, I can't. Can I? Goes to 100. No, I can't do it with the Yveltal, but I can at least trap it. I can deal with that. We can trap it. Even then, I have to draw Dark in order to do that, so... Let's see. There is Arven there, but that doesn't hugely help. I can also trap the Scream Tail, but obviously if they get Curlier going, or Curlier into a Gardevoir, that could be a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to counter capture the Scream Tail. I can Artisan, although I'm just going to fail it most likely. Yeah. Excuse me. I can Crispin like, and get some Dark on the board. We don't need to like force them to do anything here. So we'll take the Psychic to hand, put the Dark on the Munkidori. I can also just free retreat Yveltal into Munkidori and go from there as well. So we will Adrenabrain 3 off this monkey. In fact, this does go down, doesn't it? No, it's 10 short of going down. Well then, Adrenabrain again. Off the monkey. Onto the Clefairy. Like I said, I can just attack this with Munkidori. And I think we'll do it with the one without the Bravery Charm. So we'll do that. We'll attach you. And Mind Bend for 60. Force them to have the retreat, and of course heal that Clefairy, because that Clefairy is getting dangerously close. If he doesn't do anything this turn, that Clefairy goes down between turns. And then obviously I can focus fire on his Munkidoris, which is what we want to do in this matchup. Obviously it does get a little bit harder, because obviously Froslass Munkidori doesn't really play a answer to half the stuff in this deck. It mainly relies on Munkidori moving stuff around. That's the nice thing about Yveltal, though. Even if we're not attacking with it, it's just another free retreat. There's Mew. Mew's not good to put down in this matchup, though. If he grabs Gardevoir, we could potentially work with that, but obviously we need one of our Pokemon to go down. It just means I'm not going to focus fire on the Gardevoir. It means I can, you know, use Doom Period later. It's not the end of the world. Excuse me. I'm a little bit croaky this morning, I do apologise. Sounding a little bit rough. So they have no Psychic Energy in the discard thanks to our Budews. This Clefairy will go down this turn unless he attaches Dark. Well, at the end of his turn. Then we can focus fire on the Mew and the Munkidori. And that's concession. I'll take it. We didn't even need Mega Absol in that matchup. Alright, let's go to a game 2. And welcome back. We've obviously... Well, I had to go get a drink because of my throat then. But yeah, that Gardevoir play definitely misplayed by putting that Mew down. That just makes it a lot easier for our prize race. But yeah, this is definitely like... You know, it's one of those decks that, like... It has potential with, obviously, the Mega Absol. But... Yeah. Going first. Sure thing. Oh, that's better for my throat. I don't know why I feel croaky this morning, but apparently I do. I'll start the monkey. Not a great hand to begin, though, I will say. Oh god, this is Gardevoir Jelly. Oh no. Well, this is going to be a rough one. Play what we can. Ultra Ball away the bear, and Arven. We at least get down another Snorunt. We have prize one. Well, we prized 2 Froslass, which feels bad. Obviously, bears under discard pile. We've got both our Mega Absols. One Iono in hand. What's the energy situation looking like? We prized 1 Dark Energy. So don't press done, Joe. Don't let yourself look at twat. I can grab Budew, which would be a bad idea. I think that's probably what I do here. I just grab Budew, because we already have 1 Froslass, which is going to make this matchup a bit harder. But we could still make it work. So we're going to get immediately item locked by the Frillish. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, this is one of the harder matchups because of the jellies. Like, the jellyfish just makes this matchup a whole lot harder. We can at least Lillies for 8 cards, which is pretty good. Then obviously we can move back the damage from Oceanic Gloom. But yeah, this is definitely a matchup like where Mega Absol might actually come into play. I'll probably end up benching it at some point as well, if I can. And there's the Oceanic Gloom. So no item cards for us. That's fine. Obviously as well, this matchup will affect our Bravery Charms as well. So we do have that to worry about as well. There's the Absol. Do I want to bench this Absol now? I'm going to have to. I can put down maybe another monkey. No. I will just pass. We whiffed on the energy, which is quite unfortunate. We're not exactly getting a lot done here at the minute, but the moment we draw into a dark energy, we're going to have a lot better situation, because, you know, we can start Adrenabrain in and moving damage off. But obviously with no item cards and his hand being dead, I'm not giving him an Iono to work with. Okay. Yeah, this is feeling bad. Pass. I'm not too worried about losing a monkey, because, well, I have 2 in hand. His hand is kind of dead, let's be real. But we need this Ultra Ball to do something, but we can't. So I know for a fact if I was playing in person, I would end up making a mistake like that, like actually doing that. So we'll Adrenabrain, 3 off, and we'll put it on a Rolts, because why not? I can boss either Munkidori or Rolts, but I don't think it's worth it. So I will just pass. I don't want to put down the Artisan. And of course he has a Dark Energy for his Munkidori, of course he does. That's just frustrating. And, well, take a free prize if you want. I mean, you know. That just opens up Counter Catcher and Unfair Stamp. Obviously, I can't play Unfair Stamp or Counter Catcher, but you get my point. I'm trying to make a point here. It's just going to be us moving 30 back and forth, isn't it? We'll definitely bench another monkey then, and we'll just Iono. I don't really want to Iono because of their dead hand, but I don't have a choice. Okay, that's fine. We'll attach to the Absol. We'll Bravery Charm the monkey. Put down the Snorunt. I'm just going to move the 30 off. It's going to come straight back at us, but it's not the end of the world. And pass. It's just going to come right back at us with this Munkidori, so it's not a major deal. There's a Vessel. It's very interesting that they took the prize there. I don't think they should have. They should have kept the damage in play. Personally, anyway. We could even, like, go in with the Mega Absol now for 1 prize, but that just feels rough. And I really don't think we should. There's Munkidori, that's fine. He's just going to move the 30 back, so that's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. And there's a Research. That's why I didn't want an Iono there. That does make things a little bit trickier for us. Yeah, this is not a favourable matchup because of, like from Munkidori, ironically, does rely a lot on its tools and items, but in this matchup, it's going to be a bit trickier. That's kind of why I put the Crispin in here, because then I can at least, you know, do stuff. He's going to put it on a Snorunt, fair enough. I can at least put a Psychic Energy on the Absol. I don't need to take out this Froslass now. Although I could. That would be a pretty good idea. I could take it out now. Crispin, Dark Energy to this monkey, move the 30 off. Yeah, that sounds actually a good idea. So let's play the Crispin. So we'll put the Dark to hand. We'll put Psychic on the Absol. And then we can get double monkey value. We want to heal up. In fact, no. We're actually making a mistake here. We don't want to put too much damage into play. I actually think we just pass here. In fact, we could attack with the Absol, thinking about it. We could. You know what? Let's do it for the content. I don't care. Let's do it for the content. Terminal period. Let's do it for the content, folks. Like, you know, we can at least say we've attacked with it. Obviously, we need another Dark Energy to actually do anything, and, well, that definitely helps. Because, obviously, we can go for Claw of Darkness. That's one thing to bear in mind. We can just go for Claw of Darkness. That's one thing to do. That's why I wanted to put the Crispin in here, because that makes that possible, if that makes sense. Mystery Garden, the most stupid stadium to ever exist, but we can actually use it because we have 3 monkeys down. We can actually draw cards. Obviously, it's going to be a bit tricky because I don't want to get rid of this, as you can imagine. But no, this card is stupid. Whoever thought this was a smart idea needs shooting. There's the Iono, that sucks. I wanted my Earthen Vessel. Well, there's a Dark Energy and a Bravery Charm, so that's pretty good. Because obviously now we can Claw of Darkness, which I wanted to do anyway. Remember, I said in the intro that I wanted to use that. Okay, Charm to you. Charm to you. Do that. Arven for an Ultra Ball. And an Air Balloon. I can then Ultra Ball away the Nest Ball and the Air Balloon. Grab my first Froslass bloody game. And my only Froslass so far. I'll move the 10 off onto the... oh yeah, need to do it with this one. I'll move the 10 off and put it on the rolls, because then that takes the damage out of play. And we will Claw of Darkness for 400 damage. And we get to look at their hand and put a card in their discard pile. And, well, it'd be rude not to put the Gardevoir in there. We're most definitely going to do that. And there's one of our Froslass. Excellent. Obviously, they can just move their Munkidori damage right back to us, but that's not a big deal. Mega Absol's doing work in this matchup. I kind of had a feeling like this is where Mega Absol with Crispin is going to be really helpful for us. Okay. That's fine. That's completely fine. I can just penny that. Yeah, I lose a bit of damage out of play, but again, I'm not really fussed. Nest Ball. We have got one dark in the discard pile though, so we have one dark left in deck, which could be difficult for us. I can just penny this and then put the charm on this one, and I don't bench this monkey, and then evolve to Froslass. But yeah, getting rid of that Gardevoir was definitely the right play there. Obviously, if they try and attack with the Gardevoir, that could obviously make our job a little bit easier, because we could just 2-prize it with the Claw of Darkness attack. That's the thing, like, Munkidori Froslass does obviously have a disruption element, but obviously it, you know, it's not definitively a disruption deck, but now it has an attacker that can potentially disrupt. He's going to retreat into the Scream Tail. That's what I think he's doing here. Yes, it's the Scream Tail angle. Okay. I see where you go with this. You're going to take a Froslass. But he's going to move damage first. I don't agree with this. You're just giving me more counters. Okay, I don't agree with this at all. No. I mean, yeah, you're taking a prize, but no, this is definitely a dumb play from the opponent. He should not have done that. Because you can Scream Tail and attach more. Like, you have 7 Psychic. You can do a lot more than just take it off the board here. That feels really bad from the opponent, not gonna lie. That feels really bad. And now he's charging up the Frillish again? Ah, okay, he's gonna do the Jellicent angle and think I can't do anything. Well, spoiler alert, my friend, I can. I could just penny this Munkidori. So he has to Psychic Embrace 1 here, which is fine. See, doing it for the content turned out to work. So is he going to attack with it, or what? You're confusing me now, mate. He's going to take out the other Froslass, I think. Like I said, I know you're obviously doing it for, like, your prize race and stuff, but no, that just felt weird. I don't know why you did that. I genuinely don't know why he did that, but... I mean, he does take out the Froslass side, so that's something, but... He can also take out a Monkey, which is exactly what he's going to do, clearly. That is completely fine. Freezing Shroud. Okay, let's see what we get. Counter Capture does actually go live. So we'll penny the Munkidori. Into the Absol. I could take out the Guardy right now, and I think that's what we're going to do. We can rebench this monkey, but I don't think it's worth it. So we'll just Adrenabrain the 2 off. But then again, in case he kills it with Scream Tail, I can go from there. So I'll bench the monkey, charm it, just so it's a bit harder for him to kill. Counter Capture the Guardy, and then Claw of Darkness. Let's have a look at that hand. Iono would be nice. We'll get rid of the research, because then it's not hugely matter what we get rid of. Like, if he plays the research, he plays the research, but Yeah, this is looking okay for us right now. If only Screamtail had an ability, that would have been a 3-prize turn, but unfortunately not. But no, I think this is going okay so far. Like, we're doing okay against Gardevoir. Because of the Claw of Darkness attack. Yeah, we're not using Terminal Period, but, you know, we don't have to. That's the important thing about having 2 attacks, is we don't have to just use one of them. Now, obviously, he can Screamtail take out one of my monkeys, which would be bad. He could also take out the Froslass. He's also going to Adrenabrain, but that's fine. I can deal with that. He needs to start focusing on my Mega Absol, because all I need is Boss to win. Adrenabrain again. That means he's, judging by the Adrenabrain moving, he's definitely going for the... he's definitely going for the Froslass's turn. I'll be very surprised if he isn't. Ultra Ball. Discarding what? Because I could always take out this Screamtail with Claw of Darkness. And go for the Latias? Huh? Why are you playing that in Guardy? Why are you playing that in Guardian? Plus, you should have benched it for more value. That just feels bad. Not gonna lie. But surely he takes... If he takes out the Froslass, I just attach Dark to my second monkey. Adrenabrain take this out and then take my prize... my last prize on whatever I can with Claw of Darkness. Like, you know, we don't need to worry too much. Roy's Scream... Froslass? No. Very odd behaviour. I don't agree with this whatsoever, but, I mean, you do you, my friend. You do you. Top deck Boss would be lovely, but, well, we don't always get what we want, do we? So we'll attach to the monkey, and we will Lilies. There's the Boss, so we can thin with the Buddy Poffin, but I'm not going to put anything down, I'm just going to get rid of these in hand. I can bump his town store, or his stadium with my town store. Does Devo get us the game? Nobody gets very close. I can take Devo now, just in case, and then we can Claw of Darkness, take out the Screamtail, Prime Catchering Guardy, that just feels rough. We'll definitely get rid of that Night Stretcher though. Because that disrupts his resources. There's our last Froslass from the prize cards. He definitely can't take 2 prizes this turn. If he doesn't hand disrupt us, we win. Yep, that's fine. He could potentially win this turn, to be fair. He needs Gardevoir, Screamtail, plus another monkey. That's the way he wins this. He could win this turn, is what I'm trying to say. There's another Artisan. I let him keep the Artisan because they don't play 2 Screamtails. It's very rare they do. They only play 1. Drifloon could also win him the game if he's got it. Let's see. Do they have the Balloon? Because the Balloon wins them the game right here. If they don't, they lose. I've not seen a Balloon, so I have no reason to believe there is a Balloon. I don't think there is. And if you don't deal with Mega Absol this turn, you lose. There's another monkey. Promcatcher. I still think that's completely wrong to be playing in Gardevoir, but you do you. And an Iono. That's actually going to be a pretty tricky one to deal with, because obviously we don't have many energy left in deck. Okay, that's fine. Probably just going to, like, Adrenabrain to the Munkidori. Because if you have Gardevoir, you can Psychic Embrace to the, well, if you have the Guardy EX, you can Psychic Embrace and then knock out the Froslass. Obviously, my Munkidori is going to get overwhelmed here, so we need to end this. We need to end this. That's not going to help us. So, I drew a brain. Because they could just move 60 off. So I'll draw a brain. Just put it on a curlier, I guess. It doesn't really matter. I can artisan to thin, but I can't thin anything. I can put any Yveltal. It's a bit bulkier than my other basics, but, you know. And we'll just pass. We're thinning a card out, but because of the Munkidori math here, they put 60 on our monkey. Knock out the Munkidori. Well, they don't knock it out, but it almost dies between turns, which could be an issue. We just have to hope they don't have third Dark Energy. Obviously, having a Dark Attacker is nice and all, but it doesn't guarantee you the matchup against Gardevoir because of stuff like this. We have... How many energy do we have in play? We have six total energy within our play area. There's the Night Stretcher. They can... I think they almost have game. If they grab back Dark, they win, I think. They did not grab back Dark. They could have won this turn. I'm fairly certain they could have won this turn. But that's their last card in deck, isn't it? They're a damage counter short. They're a damage counter... I'm fairly certain, without Dark, they are a damage counter short. They are. They're a damage counter short. Unless their idea is to trap me with the Jellicent and not knock out the Froslass. I don't know what this opponent's doing, but they are definitely slow playing because, well, look at the time difference. They have to do something, though. And yeah, there we go. That's a concession. I'll take it. A win with Mega Absol against Guardy. They definitely shouldn't have played the Lilies there, but still, you know, it's definitely one of those matchups, but it is pretty rough. So what do I think of the deck? I think it's not a bad idea to like play Mega Absol within a Froslass Munkidori engine. Definitely think you should only play one copy though. Like I'm playing two. That's only because I don't prize it for the content and everything. But yeah, I don't think this card is the best. Like, if you are going to play it, I would advise at least one Crispin plus counter gain. And like I say, one copy of Boss is definitely a necessity because obviously we can gust without needing to be behind on prizes. They definitely misplayed that matchup. They should not have grabbed back that Gardevoir. They could have had game pretty much when they wanted. But yeah, not sure what my opponent did there, but you know. But yeah, like I say, I think it's an alright list, Mega Absol. I just don't think it's worth the investment for, like, you know, grinding the card, well, getting the card, grinding the credits and stuff like that. I just don't think it's worth it because, like, well, I say that. One copy's worth it because, like, you can play it in this deck. But ultimately, I just don't think Mega Absol on its own is worth playing. Obviously, Claw of Darkness did definitely do some work in that matchup, which, you know, that's why I've included the Crispin, so we can get that going easier. But yeah, I think this is a deck that, you know, it has room to improve. Obviously, every deck has room to improve, I think. But I think one copy is fine in Froslass Munkidori. It gives them a bit more edge and a surprise factor. But otherwise, I don't think Mega Absol is worth building a deck around. Anyway, I'm going to leave you all to it for today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing Mega Absol in action, and I'll see you next time.